Hello, and welcome to another edition of Historical Theology with Jesse Heath. Happy Halloween, everybody. Today is October 31st. In today's video, we're going to look at the history and practice of All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, and All Souls Day. All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, and All Souls Day are a group of three related Christian holidays that are celebrated on October 31st, November 1st, and November 2nd, respectively. These holidays have their roots in both Celtic paganism and ancient Christian tradition. The Celtic pagan festival of Samhain was celebrated on October 31st to mark the end of the summer harvest and the beginning of the winter season. Samhain was a time to honor the dead, and they also believed that the veil between the world of the living and the dead was thin given the time of season. Now, in Luke chapter 10, verses 1 through 24, Jesus ordained 72 disciples to go out and spread his gospel to the known world. Ancient church tradition tracked where each one of these disciples wound up and their destinations in which they served as bishops. One of these disciples was named Aristobulus, brother to Barnabas, that Barnabas who traveled with the Apostle Paul. And in fact, Aristobulus was a friend of the Apostle Paul and also an assistant to the Apostle Andrew, brother of the Apostle Peter. In fact, the Apostle Paul mentions Aristobulus in Romans chapter 16, verses 8 through 11. Aristobulus wound up in ancient southern Britain, what we know as Wales today, where he planted churches and served as the first bishop of the ancient Roman British Isles until his death circa 99 AD. Now, another less likely tradition states that the Joseph of Arimathea, this is the disciple of Christ who offered up his tomb to bury the body of Christ, made it all the way to what we know today as Glastonbury in Somerset, England, and built the Glastonbury Abbey. Most scholars today do not think this actually happened, but it's still a possibility. Finally, Augustine of Canterbury was a Christian monk serving in Rome during the 6th century. In 597 AD, Pope Gregory the Great sent Augustine to share Christianity with King Ethelbert in the Kingdom of Kent in southeast England. King Ethelbert's wife, Bertha, was already a Christian. Along the way, Pope Gregory had Augustine consecrated as bishop by some Germanic bishops. Upon converting the king, Canterbury was granted to Augustine as a region in which he could establish a cathedral and the episcopal seat of the British Isles. Nevertheless, Christianity began mixing with Celtic Christianity as far as early 2nd century. As a result, many pagan customs and beliefs associated with Samhain, such as jack-o'-lanterns, costumes, bonfires, trick-or-treating, continued to be embraced by the early Celtic Christians. In fact, the practice of jack-o'-lanterns and trick-or-treating comes from this belief amongst the Celtic Christians and Celtic pagans that during this season, which the veil between the dead and the living kind of thinned out, brought the spirits of the dead to sometimes wander the earth. And some of these spirits were nice and were visiting family and friends in a somewhat visitation, while other less friendly spirits would sometimes show up and cause some trouble. And so as a way of warding off the evil spirits, families would leave jack-o'-lanterns on their porches to scare away the evil spirits. For the friendly spirits, they would offer up some kind of gift or food, such as what we think of as treats, and welcome them to a time of blessing. These practices endured throughout the centuries and have been incorporated into the modern celebration of Halloween today. Now, in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III established November the 1st as All Saints' Day, a day to celebrate all Christian saints, both known and unknown. This was done in an effort to continue the Christianization of the pagan festival of Samhain. However, All Hallows Eve, the evening before All Saints' Day, became known as the Vigil of All Saints' Day, or All Hallows Eve. Now, why do we say hallows? Well, hallowed is an ancient term that just means holy ones. So again, it's referring to the saints. Halloween is a contraction of All Hallows Day or All Saints' Day. So technically, Halloween is the eve of All Saints' Day. Now, in the 10th century, Abbot Odilo of Cluny established November 2nd as All Souls' Day, a day to pray for all of the souls that have departed the earth. All Souls' Day is celebrated in pretty much all the Christian traditions that have a historic connection. So Roman Catholicism, the Orthodox Church traditions, even the Church of England and the Anglican communion throughout the world. Today, All Hallows Eve, All Souls' Day, and All Saints' Day are celebrated in a variety of ways across the world. Halloween is the most secularized of these three holidays, and it is often celebrated with costumes, candy, and party. All Souls' Day is a more somber holiday, and it's often celebrated with prayer, visitations to cemeteries, whereas All Saints' Day is a day to celebrate the saints and to reflect upon their lives and examples. Now, in Mexico, this time frame, especially October 31st, is designated as the Day of the Dead, which is a continuation of this practice in which they remember those who have gone on before them, especially family members. Now, All Hallows Eve, All Souls' Day, and All Saints' Day are fascinating holidays that offer insights into the intersection of religion, culture, and history. The evolution of these holidays over time demonstrates how Christianity has adapted to different cultures and has incorporated pre-Christian beliefs and practices. In addition, these celebrations provide an opportunity to explore a variety of important themes, which many evangelical Christians may not think about. These could include things such as death, grief, hope, and the afterlife. For example, the celebration of All Souls' Day can help people to cope with the loss of a loved one and to reflect upon the meaning of death. The celebration of All Saints' Day can inspire people to live their lives in a way that is worthy of emulation by others. Overall, All Hallows Eve, All Souls' Day, and All Saints' Day are rich and complex holidays with a long and fascinating history. Their celebration provides an opportunity for people to reflect on their lives and beliefs and to connect with their community and traditions, and again, remember the lives of those who have gone on before us.